Okay. Hopefully this works. Seems to be working. Alright. So, there we go. Now I got my stream up. It's working on OBS at least. So now I will continue the discussion for tomorrow. I'm working on the discussion for tomorrow. I got a webcam set up, so I'm going to go be working on that. So, as you can see by here, working on this, drawing a map currently. And this erase marker is not good. Try this. So yeah, I'm currently drawing a discussion for tomorrow, because tomorrow looks like a bigger severe weather threat than today, actually, so that's why I'm drawing this up. And I messed up. Messed up that line. So, yeah, if you're wondering what I'm doing, setting up a discussion for tomorrow. Since there is no current tornado warnings. So yeah, I am setting up a discussion for tomorrow because today's severe weather threat, I see there are no current tornado warnings. And, yeah. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning in southern Michigan, though. I'd like to point that out. So that's interesting. But I'm going to continue drawing this discussion. And that messed that up. Fantastic. Ugh. Well, that's annoying. Whatever. That's good enough. So right there. This is a discussion so far for tomorrow. Trying to set that up so it goes up there. So yeah, the discussion for tomorrow, making that. If you're wondering why I'm not covering severe weather for today so far, I was, but then OBS crashed, so I did not finish that so far. But I will work on that once there's actual severe weather to cover, because the main stuff I've already covered, and it's currently all there is right now is just not very good, not very strong storms. There's a severe thunderstorm warning in northern Indiana, there's one in southern Michigan, there's one approaching St. Louis Metro, but besides those, well, I mean, there is that thing out in western Kansas that is crossing. I mean, eastern Oklahoma. Dang it. Sorry, eastern Colorado moving into western Nebraska and western Kansas. There is that, but I already covered most of that, and the tornado threat for that is low. So I'm drawing up discussion for tomorrow, because tomorrow looks actually like a pretty big deal. Across the area that I am drawing up. My friend Steven asked me what the threats for tomorrow were, so I could if he could chase or not. But it looks like not very good things over there, so he's not going to chase. So yeah, here's the states for tomorrow. At least the best I could do. I will make another one for the Carolinas down here, because the Carolinas are expecting some stuff earlier in the morning for tomorrow. So yeah, just drawing up a discussion for tomorrow, because tomorrow looks interesting. So yeah. Whoops. So yeah, not many no tornado warnings in effect at this time. So I'm currently drawing up the discussion for tomorrow. So yeah, there's two areas for tomorrow. I have the big area up here, and then I have a smaller area down here. That's what I have set up, and I will draw the discussion in just a minute. But first, I will go ahead and cover all the stuff that is ongoing right now, at least. So, let's go to GR2. GR2 analyst. Let's go to Florida. First severe thunderstorm warning I will cover. There's two actually in Florida. One will expire here in 3 minutes, and the other one will expire in. Actually, it doesn't tell me how long. So in this area, looks like just mainly a wind threat across the northern Florida Panhandle. It's actually Alabama. Northern Florida Panhandle, southern Alabama, or southeastern Alabama, that area. Looks like mainly a wind threat as these storms progress over here. Indiana, we have Indiana, southern Michigan, this area right here. Two severe thunderstorm warnings. Again, hail, wind threat. There's an interesting little thing right here on the Michigan one, so that's something to watch, I guess. Let's go over to Missouri. Over here, approaching the St. Louis Metro yet again. There was just a storm that passed through there, and yet there's another one coming immediately after it. Currently over Troy, well, about to enter Troy and Ellsbury. We likely have 60-mile-an-hour winds in this right up here. Yeah, it seems about right. That's contamination. That's not actual wind speeds. It's not reaching 100 miles an hour. So yeah, that's the current wind speeds. And then of course the main. Well, actually, let's go over to South Dakota first. There's 3 severe thunderstorm warnings up here, just north of Rapid City. Mainly warned for large hail, golf ball size hail, ping pong ball size hail. Around there, one's approaching the radar, and the other two up here are well. I mean, it's technically just one. It's approaching the radar as well, but it's behind the first one. And now the main event, the eastern Colorado, western Kansas, western Nebraska. By the way, no, this is not a radar. This is not a like meso or something. This is just a huge wind threat extending all the way down from around Cheyenne Wells, Colorado, all the way up to, it looks like, Venango, Nebraska. So that's what we're looking at right there, right now. So that's basically what we're covering now. I'm gonna get back to the analysis for tomorrow. So I will go and put this back up here. So the analysis for tomorrow. Currently, what we're looking at is supercell development in this area. Supercell development, and then it transitions into a, looks like an MCS running through this area. Mesoscale convective system running through that area in Illinois. There's also a low end hail threat, hail and wind threat back here in Kansas with these cells down here that are expected to initiate. Looks like along this area in here. So hail, that looks like a big jumbled mess. I'll fix that real quick. I have terrible handwriting. I have dysgraphia. Like, legit, I do. That looks like an O. So hail / wind threat in this area. And then let's go, I'll do it for another area real quick as well. Another area I am looking at is here. There's also another squall area expected over here across Michigan, Ohio, Indiana. So yeah, there's a squall potential across southern Michigan, eastern Indiana, and northwestern Ohio before the MCS reaches over there. Then take the light blue, move this over here. I have to check this real quick just to make sure it is what I am expecting it to do. Colorado. That is not what I expected. Wondering why they did that. Oh. Okay, there we go. So it's the same thing across this area over here as well. So 2 areas of hail and wind threats. In this area, supercell development turning into an MCS in Illinois. Also, squall potential in that area of Ohio, Illinois, and Ohio, Indiana, and Michigan. Now down here, pretty self-explanatory. Just bands from that from Claudette coming down there and just doing whatever it wants. Wind and tornado threat mainly. So yeah, this is what we're watching. This is the discussion for tomorrow that I have made. A few more severe thunderstorm warnings have popped up in Colorado and South Dakota, but they're not. They're just the same thing. They're all pretty much 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, quarter-sized hail. Oh, one is golf ball-sized hail, but most of them are just 60-mile-an-hour wind gust threats. That's pretty much all that's in there. So yeah, this is the discussion for tomorrow. Squall potential in Ohio, Michigan, and Indiana. Supercell development turning into an MCS from Iowa into Illinois. And then the 2 hail and wind threats in northeast Colorado, southwestern Nebraska, and central Kansas into western Missouri. That is what we're looking at right there. So I will keep going. I will go over that. I will continue going over that every once in a while, but for now I will continue to cover the severe weather that is ongoing across Colorado. Go to GR2. This right here. And that right there. There we go. So, currently what's going on? We do have some pretty strong winds across southwestern Nebraska, northwestern Kansas, and eastern Colorado. Currently exiting eastern Colorado. Could see some isolated areas of up to quarter-sized hail with these, and winds in some areas maybe up to 70, but that's about it. If we go over to Alabama, right here, there's one severe thunderstorm warning just south of the radar. Waiting for it to load. There we go. Yep, you see just a pretty big wind threat there. That's about it. Not much rotation in any of those areas. Next, let's go over to Missouri. See, these severe thunderstorm warnings about to enter the St. Louis metro. Mainly wind and hail threat. As you can see, tiny areas of pink on the radar, and this big area of around 60-mile-an-hour winds on the radar. South Dakota, we also have these cells heading towards the radar. We are getting reports of 1.75-inch hail out of the northern part up there, the northern cell. And this one down here has a pretty nice little hail core on it, approaching the radar. And finally, let's go to Indiana, northern Indiana, southern Michigan area. So this area right here, including Michigan City, Buchanan, approaching Rolling Prairie, Crumbstown, and approaching South Bend, along with this cell up here near Cassopolis and Vandalia, north of Edwardsburg. These two cells are dropping, looks like just some hail. I'll look at the 60-mile-an-hour winds and quarter-sized hail for the one on the border, and 60-mile-an-hour winds and quarter-sized hail for the one only in Michigan. So yeah, that's about what's happening with this. It's yeah. So yeah, currently we have a few severe thunderstorm warnings. We have, I'll just go over them again. Colorado, a big line of severe thunderstorms extending from southwestern Nebraska to northwestern Kansas, including parts of eastern Colorado. These isolated wind gusts, usually sustained wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour in some places, and some gusts up to 70 miles an hour possible. Including back here, we had 75-mile-an-hour winds back here at a station 55 north of Ray, and thunderstorm wind damage in the town of Ray. Now let's go over to South Dakota. We have a few cells approaching the KUDX radar. We have one with a nice little hail core very close to the radar, and one further away that is warned for golf ball sized hail. Let's go over to Alabama. Alabama has a severe thunderstorm warning for it looks like mainly strong winds. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Man, allergies are killing me. Yeah, so 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts in that. Let's go over to Missouri. That's approaching the St. Louis metro area. Pretty much just some strong winds in there. That's about it. Michigan, Indiana border. These are warned for quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds. Southern Michigan, northern Indiana. These are moving southeast. So yeah, that's pretty much all the severe stuff that's going on right now. We did have a couple of mini supercells near Pittsburgh earlier. It appears that they have since died off. Yeah, pretty much. They're not rotating anymore. We did have probably a tornado in Maine today, so that was interesting. Not much right now. I mean, what are you supposed to cover when there's not much stuff to cover? I mean, there was stuff earlier, that's why I was streaming, but it appears that the severe threat has calmed down. In Georgia, doesn't look like a new weather watch will be issued. In, also doesn't look like a new weather watch will be issued pretty much anywhere else. It just looks like boring for right now. Just waiting for the ARRR right now. I mean, that will tell us the real threat for tomorrow. Tomorrow's threat, it looks way bigger, and I will definitely be streaming it as soon as I could, or as I can, really. Considering today's threat ended up being bigger than expected, there were multiple tornadoes across Alabama. Who knows what tomorrow's could do? I will share window capture number 2. That seems to not want to be working, so let me remove that and try again. Window capture. There. Not that one. Right here. So, if we look, that's a weather watch. This is tomorrow's risk. This is an enhanced risk across. I should probably zoom in. This is an enhanced risk across northern Illinois, eastern Indiana. I mean, not Indiana. Eastern Iowa, northwestern Indiana, and southern Michigan. So yeah, this is a relatively big threat for tomorrow. As you can see right here, the tornado threat is 5% across eastern Iowa, northern Illinois, southern Wisconsin, northern Indiana, a tiny bit of northwestern Ohio, and southern Michigan. The wind threat is 30% across pretty much the same areas, but not including the parts of northwestern Ohio, and the hail threat. Yeah, so the wind threat is also the wind and tornado threat is pretty much the same. No, I'm sorry. I'm too tired for this, man. I woke up at 6 in the morning to cover this stuff. Yeah, so wind threat extends. The marginal for the wind threat extends all the way from central East Ohio all the way into central west central Colorado. No, that's east central Colorado. So yeah, that's about it for that. And the hail threat is same thing. It extends all the way to northeast Colorado, but the 15 is the same area as the wind 15, pretty much, except for it does not include northeastern Ohio, northwestern Ohio. There's also a SIG area for hail along in eastern Iowa, western. Northwestern Illinois, northeastern Missouri, and a tiny smidge of southwestern Wisconsin. So yeah, that's a threat for tomorrow. I'm definitely gonna be covering that. Right now there's not much going on, so I'm covering the stuff for tomorrow and the next day. There's a big slide extending from New York all the way into even Kentucky, and then the marginal extends all the way from Maine down to the DFW area. So that's about it for right there. But let's go back to GR2 and cover what's what's going on right now. So start out Missouri. We have severe thunderstorm warnings approaching the St. Louis metro area. Looks like 60-mile-an-hour winds and quarter-sized hail on that. That's about it. We do have another one trailing it, pretty much right behind. They're two separate cells it appears like it's 2 separate cells at least. Let's go to. Okay, that's the same thing. Even though it claims it's in Illinois. Oh, wait, there is one. Okay. Alabama, southern Alabama, including Dothan. That's for, I believe, 60-mile-an-hour winds. Yes, it is. That's about it. Let's go to Michigan. Southern Michigan, severe thunderstorm warning in Cass County for 60-mile-an-hour winds and quarter-inch hail. There was one on this one near La Porte, Indiana earlier, but that one has since been dropped. And second to last one, South Dakota. We have 2 cells approaching the KUDX radar. One of the pretty nice hail core about to pretty much core the radar, and another one right behind it with an even bigger hail core, at least according to the radar. So that's pretty interesting right there. And then finally, we got the main threat right now, which is the giant wind threat extending from southern. It's mainly eastern Colorado, western Kansas, and southwestern Nebraska. Looks like this wind threat is extending all the way from Cheyenne Wells up to the Julesburg, Nebraska area. I'd have to check the other radars up here. Actually, no, that's. So yeah, that's what that radar is showing. I've just dropped the thing. And there's also something isolated down here that came out of Pueblo County, Colorado. You know, when you talk so much, you need a lot of water. Yeah, so this is a mainly hail threat over here, headed towards Springfield, Colorado, that area. So yeah. Just give me 1 second here. I'm gonna talk to my friend Andrew, see if he wants to, talk about the storms or if he's just forecasting. Yeah, it doesn't look like he wants to join the live stream. He's working on.
No, I'm here. I'll probably be here for a minute.
Alright.
I
Yeah.
don't know how long. I'm just raising for stuff right now.
Yeah, I made a discussion on a whiteboard for tomorrow. Like legit a whiteboard.
Can I see it? Can I see it?
Alright, let me try just turn on my video. It's trying to, I can't turn on my video because I have 2 webcams and it's trying to find out which one to connect to.
Just turn it over on the stream.
On the YouTube live stream.
Yeah.
Alright, so I will go to that real quick. So, here is what here's the discussion for tomorrow I actually made it on a whiteboard. Like a legit whiteboard.
Okay, I'll check. I'll see what it shows in a second. The YouTube stream is behind him.
No, there we go. It's showing up for right now. So, yeah.
Honestly, I think they're gonna get some sort of development across Central Illinois along with that MCB. And its supercell development is a bit uncertain at this point, to be honest with you. It could be anywhere from eastern Iowa all the way into Illinois, Wisconsin, and Minnesota.
So
looks like there's going to be 2 rounds of supercells and then an MCS after, with the second.
So should I extend
both rounds?
Should I extend the supercell development or erase it completely?
Maybe, yeah.
That doesn't help. I asked which one to do, and you said yeah. So, should I delete it, or should I just,
I mean, you can maybe make it a bit bigger because it looks like you're gonna see pretty development in, like, northern Illinois. It really depends on the morning of, to be honest with you, to nail down the supercell development area because you're gonna need to know what the boundaries are after the morning round. So you might just want to, like, erase it and make a pretty big border for now, just to cover yourself because it's a bit more uncertain at this time where they're going to fire. I mean, I think we have a good idea of where they're going to potentially put the second round, but the first round is the round that is more uncertain. It also looks like the Northeast could have a pretty significant severe weather event on Monday.
Yep, so that's pretty interesting. Okay, wow, I've got 4 people watching the stream. Sweet. Alrighty, so, yep. Let me just draw that in real quick. So yeah, this is the area we're watching for tomorrow. I, I,
Yeah,
I,
I'd say that might be decent
I just
because
put
that morning MCV might have something
yeah,
along with it
I just put
too.
in parentheses uncertain below it. So that
Yeah,
seems better.
it seems like everything is gonna grow upscale a little bit around my area potentially, but I'm
Yeah,
not gonna be home.
that's why I put MCS right there.
It might
Uh,
go upscale a little bit earlier though, to be honest with you. Just really depends.
yeah.
Seems
Okay.
like the HRRR around 12Z kind of wants that MCV to really organize, and then starts to break it down. And then on the backside of the MCV, some supercells end up to start in Iowa, and they start to get pretty vigorous once they get into my area, especially the tail on Charlie's. Then they kind of die off a little bit.
Yeah, but we need to wait for
That
zero.
is the HRRR though. It hasn't been doing great recently. I'll look at the. I'd rather look at the NSSL basically. So the
Yeah,
NSSL is showing is it's showing this stuff initiating around, showing stuff pretty similar to what the HRR does. We're probably going to have multiple rounds of supercell thunderstorms across the area growing upscale eventually. The highest tornado threat's kind of uncertain. Wherever that's going to end up, we're probably going to see a 10 non-sig to potentially 10 significant risk of tornadoes tomorrow.
it really depends on what the ARRR shows at the zero Z
I
output
don't
and
really think it's
tomorrow
gonna depend.
morning.
I don't really think it's. I don't really think it's gonna all depend on the HRRR. It's gonna depend on the other cams because the HRRR
Yeah,
hasn't been doing as well recently.
being that you can't really trust the model. I mean, ARRR is not doing good
The
lately.
NSSL has been probably the best model this
Yeah,
year so far.
surprisingly. You
Not really surprisingly, but I've never really forecasted with like the HRWs until like earlier this year.
yeah,
That was like the first time I started forecasting with them, and I haven't started forecasting with the wrap since like I started only forecasting with the wrap since like late last year. But I've always forecasted with the 3K, the
Rap is
NAM,
doing decent this
the
year.
HRRR, and the GFS. What?
Rap is doing decent this year, right?
Wrap's not. Wrap's doing decent, yeah.
It's not doing great, but it's not terrible. Yeah, okay, so let's go back over here. So this is what we're watching. We have a lone isolated hailer in southeast Colorado right now near Tunerville and Nina View. I am bad at names. Also, we have this big wind threat up here approaching the Goodland radar. This is southeast Nebraska, southwest Nebraska, northwest Kansas, moving out of northeast Colorado. We likely have some areas up to 60 or 70 miles an hour approaching the Goodland radar.
Yeah.
I mean, probably not 70, but we did get some reports of 70 miles an hour earlier in this thing's lifetime, and it's getting relatively close to the radar, and it's still showing pretty gnarly winds in there.
I think I am gonna leave. I'll leave you back later.
All right, so, yeah, Andrew's got to go. So let's look at South Dakota approaching the KUDX radar. We have two severe thunderstorms, one which is almost over the radar right now, might pass to the north of it actually, and one behind it that also appears that it will go north of the radar, but they are pretty big right there. Uh, so yeah, that's what's going on in South Dakota. Let's go over to Indiana. Two severe thunderstorm warnings. One is a continuation of one from Michigan going into Indiana, north of. So this is near. This includes Elkhart, Dunlap, Bristol, Middlebury, and reaches all the way out into Emma. That is in Indiana. And the second one includes La Porte, Hamlet, North Liberty, Walkson or Walkerton. Can't read that. The line's right on it. Walkerton. And Kingsbury if I haven't already said that. So yeah, those are the cells in Indiana. Let's go over to Missouri. Missouri does have three severe thunderstorm warnings. Actually, one's in Illinois and Missouri. But we have storms approaching the St. Louis Metro. This is round 2 for the St. Louis Metro. I don't know what happened there. But yeah, pretty strong winds approaching in St. Louis. Alabama, we do have one severe thunderstorm warning over here, just south of the KEOX radar. near Dothan. This is for 60-mile-an-hour winds, and yeah, I believe we do have. Is that a new severe thunderstorm warning? Nope. Well, that might be a continuation. I don't know. So yeah, the ones are about to expire. We have one in Nebraska that's about to expire, southern Nebraska. They will likely extend that. One in Missouri is about to expire, and one in Michigan is about to expire. They extended the one in Michigan, and they extended the one in Missouri. So yeah, that's currently what's going on right now. Still looking at models for tomorrow. That's mainly what I'm concerned about. Zero Z should be out here in the next, I don't know, I wouldn't say few minutes, but should be out here in within an hour. Should be coming out. Tornado watch has been issued. I actually missed this. Another tornado watch has been issued for parts of the Florida Panhandle. What? Okay. Tornado watch has been issued for southwestern Georgia, southeastern Alabama, and parts of the Florida Panhandle. A couple of tornadoes possible. Isolated hail up to no size possible. And isolated wind gusts up to 70 miles an hour likely. This watch lasts for 12 hours. I am not staying up that long. I really have two options. I can go to bed like very close to now, and then wake up tomorrow, do severe weather coverage in the morning, and all that stuff. Or I could stay up pretty late tonight and see what happens, and then just I don't know. I mean, I could stay up late tonight and see if I get anything there, and then wake up and be super tired in the morning, and then cover. I don't know, man. I am. Tornado watch lasts for 12 hours. I have never seen a tornado watch last for that long. God bless it, man. Whoops. I accidentally dropped the secondary camera over here. Hope I've been sharing the right thing. Yes, I have. Okay. Yeah, just the thing behind me to fill off the secondary webcam that shows the discussions and stuff that got knocked off. Alright, so yeah, I can't really, there's not much to cover right now because I've already covered everything so far. So, I don't know. Okay, there's currently 4 people watching, so, can you guys decide something for me real quick? Do y'all want, there's a tornado watch that lasts until 7 a.m. Should I, A, go to bed now and wake up later and wake up early to cover that, or should I stay up later, cover this Kansas event, and, wake up tired and not be able to cover the stuff in the morning? What should I do? Oh, hi, there we go. 5 people watching. Sheesh. Thank y'all. Yeah, so, what should I do? Should I go to bed now and wake up tomorrow morning and cover the stuff that is expected in the Florida Panhandle tomorrow morning? Or should I, stay up late covering this Kansas event? I mean, I'm fine with either of them. I just want to know because, the tornado watch in Florida lasts until 7 a.m. and I don't really know what to do. I don't know if I should continue covering this for the potential of very strong winds and possibly a tornado, or if I should go to bed and try and cover the stuff tomorrow morning before I have to leave and do other stuff. So I'm just asking y'all what y'all would prefer, because I don't really have an opinion and I don't know what to do. Okay, so Missouri, we do have a couple severe thunderstorm warnings near Bowling Green, Missouri, mainly for strong winds approaching St. Louis Metro. Second time today. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning down here. It expires in 15 minutes south of the KUX radar for 60-mile-an-hour winds. And then we have hailers north of the Rapid City radar, KUDX. We have a couple hailers in the severe thunderstorm warning. And then we've got this big complex over here. So I don't really know what to do. I don't know if I should go to bed now, cover the tornado watch in the morning, or if I should continue streaming this, because I mean I'm fine with either. I just don't know what to do, because that tornado watch lasts for a long time and is for later. It's expected for later. 6 people watching. Howdy. Yeah, so I don't really know what to do. I mean, I'm fine with anything. I mean, either I can stay up, cover this Kansas event, or I could go to bed and cover the Florida event tomorrow morning with the tornado watch that lasts until 7 a.m. Because that tornado watch, considering how long it lasts, there could be quite a few things that pass through that area. Report of it appears that one person has died and 2 were injured after Auckland, New Zealand got hit by a tornado today. That is interesting. Goodland, Kansas, huge shelf. Check out Jim Tang's stream. I mean, not stream, but Twitter at WXMan with 2 N's at the end. Check out his Twitter, and he's got an amazing shelf cloud right now. I can't show it because I don't want to put people's shots up on my screen on my stream. It's not. I don't really like doing that. But yeah, that's amazing. So yeah, we do have some severe thunderstorm warnings continuing for we do have Illinois, Missouri. This is the we have likely 60-mile-an-hour winds approaching St. Louis, Missouri. South Dakota, we have a few hailers with looks like 1 inch hail being reported north of Rapid City, approaching the KUDX radar. Severe thunderstorm warning in Alabama lasts for approximately 10 more minutes for 60-mile-an-hour winds down there, and it includes the city of Dothan. Indiana, we do have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings north of the KIWX radar. Those are warned for 60-mile-an-hour winds and a quarter-inch hail, respectively, both of them. So, yeah, that's we do have a severe thunderstorm warning in. Okay, never mind. That's just an extension into Illinois from that severe thunderstorm warning that is about to impact the St. Louis Metro. Not much going on right now. By the way, yes, I do have 3 monitors now. I have one over here that's showing the radar. I've got one over here that's got OBS and sometimes has other stuff on it. And then over here it's got Twitter, which shows all the stuff that's ongoing. New severe thunderstorm warning, including Colby, Kansas. Large severe thunderstorm warning. Up to 80-mile-an-hour winds possible. Large severe thunderstorm warning right up there. Also includes yeah. So the new one has been issued. It's down here. There it is. So that's 80-mile-an-hour winds there. Okay, here we go. At 7:34 p.m. Central Standard Time, severe thunderstorm was located along a line extending from 6 miles east of St. Francis to 6 miles east of Goodland to 3 miles northwest of Sharon Springs, moving east at 45 miles an hour. These are very dangerous storms. 80 miles an hour winds were detected with this storm. Also, again, at 7:31 p.m., severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from Watuna, don't know how to pronounce that, to 14 miles south of St. Francis, moving east at 45 miles an hour. These are very dangerous storms. 80-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Source: Public reported 8 to 10-inch diameter tree limbs blown down in Benkelman. Impact: flying debris will danger those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be heavily damaged. Expect considerable damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles. Extensive tree damage and power outages are likely. So these cells are very, very strong. They've got 80-mile-an-hour winds in them. So St. Francis reported 80-mile-an-hour winds. Up here, caller reported a couple 8 to 10-inch tree limbs down. Up here in Benkelman, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts were recorded back here south of Ray, Colorado. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts again back here near Cheyenne Wells earlier. So yeah, Colby, Kansas is about to get hit by a pretty dangerous storm. So yeah, not much. We do have some hail in southern Colorado down here. We do have a hailer. Let's go over to South Dakota. We do have a hailstorm north of Rapid City approaching the KUDX radar. We got two cells right next to each other. They are becoming a big mess, though. So 1-inch hail was reported earlier, though. Mostly Nichols, but eventually up to 1-inch hail in that area. Indiana, we've got a couple severe thunderstorm warnings up here near South Bend and Elkhart, and one over here near LaPorte. They are for 60-mile-an-hour winds and quarter-inch hail, both of them. Then let's go over to these in Missouri and Illinois, approaching the St. Louis Metro, and then there's one behind it near Bowling Green. There is flooding ongoing with these storms back here. Approaching the St. Louis radar, looks like 60-mile-an-hour winds over there. I'm gonna go to bed once these storms in Colorado pass through and either like die or whatever, or they just de-intensify, because I need to go to bed and I don't want to stay up, and I want to wake up early for tomorrow's that. Storms aren't expected to die for a while, actually, so I might end up going to bed earlier. Once these pass through McCook and Colby, I will most likely go to bed. Yeah, look right here. Look right here, just near the Easton radar, or Edson radar. Not radar. And look near Edson. This is very close to the radar, right here. That is very, very strong storm. You can even see it on CC. You can see where the edges of the storms are. I think it's because it's kicking up dust. That's why it's got the CC on it. very, very strong winds, very close to the radar. So that just passed through Goodland, and that is approaching Colby pretty fast there. If I loop it a bit, gather previous frames. Just waiting for HRRR, and then yeah. So there we go. You can see it. I'm trying to loop it there. Those are the winds. I mean, you can see it on CC, meaning it's probably kicking up a lot of dust, as Jim Tang was looking at. There is a tornado watch in effect for the Florida Panhandle, south eastern Alabama, and southwestern Georgia until 7 a.m., which I believe is 6 a.m. 6 a.m. our time, or Central Time. Is until it is until 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's actually 11 hours. It's an 11-hour watch. So I think I might go to bed here soon to try and wake up early. And yeah, cover that threat tomorrow morning. Because that threat looks, even though it's relatively small, it's still a tornado threat. I mean, these do have winds that are packing. These storms do have winds that are packing up to tornado force winds themselves. As you can see right here, I mean, if I pull up on my phone radar scope, I can check how fast the winds are in those. If I go over here, Colorado, Kansas, and from the Goodland radar, only a little bit above the surface, approaching Brewster. That does have winds up to 70 miles an hour, and that's pretty much right above the surface, considering how close it is to the radar. Give me 1 second. All right, so yeah, these storms are very strong. If you know anyone who lives in Colby and Hoxie, Grove City, Oakley, Russell Springs, Winona, this area, and also north of it in southern Nebraska and Trenton, McCook, or in northern Kansas, Atwood, Oberlin, contact them. Tell them that there are very strong storms headed their way, and tell them to expect power outages in their area, because these are very dangerous storms. I haven't eaten much today, so I'm eating a tangerine. So yeah, if you know anyone, if you live in Colby, Hoxie, Grove City, Oakley, Russell Springs, Atwood, or St. Francis, Bird City, or McDonald, Kansas, or McCook, Trenton, McCook and Trenton, Nebraska, then you need to treat this like this is a tornado. And if you know anyone who lives out there, call them, tell them about it, tell them to expect very strong winds and power outages. Yeah, so there's a 30% chance of two or more tornadoes in that tornado watch. 10% chance of one or more strong EF2 to EF5 tornadoes in that tornado watch. Southwestern Georgia, southeastern Alabama, Florida Panhandle. So not a very strong tornado watch. Well, at least by tornado watch standards. Tornado watches are still dangerous no matter what, but by tornado watch standards, that is on the low end. Okay, how is Claudette firing convection? Claudette, what are you doing? Claudette, Tropical Storm Claudette is currently firing convection, even though it's inland. It has convection firing near Birmingham. Yep, that's convection over Birmingham. So yeah, so not only is this going on in Colorado with very strong winds, there's also stuff going on in Alabama where there's stuff firing in Claudette Center, even though Claudette is inland. Not much to look at besides these strong storms. So once again, I'll go over all the severe thunderstorm warnings right now. Illinois and Missouri. There's actually one up here near Moberly in central Missouri. That is for, looks like some decent sized hail in there. There's also cells north of the St. Louis radar producing pretty strong winds right there. Also right across the river in Illinois as well. In South Dakota, we have a hailer just north of the KUDX radar, which is Rapid City's National Weather Service radar. That has some hail in it. Looks like there might be some hail actually approaching the radar. That is not in the warning. We go over to Indiana. Oh, whoops. In Indiana, we do have two severe thunderstorm warnings. One north of Goshen, Indiana, and near Elkhart, that is producing 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. And the one right next to it, same thing. Laporte, right there, moving southeast. And the main threat is in Kansas and Nebraska. There's also something in Colorado as well. Down here, looks like mainly a hail and wind threat down there. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. So it's this area right down here is where these strong storms are occurring. But then the main threat is up here in Kansas and Nebraska. Very strong winds approaching Brewster, Levant, Colby, Gem, Rexford, Menlo, Seguin, Hoxie, Tasco, and eventually all the way over to Studley. Also also winds to the north near Atwood, Oberlin, Herndon, Trenton, McCook, Indianola, Indianola, Bartley, and approaching Cambridge. Down here near Oakley, Grinnell, Grainfield, Quinter, Grove City, Russell, and Winona as well. There's also those winds approaching. We are getting very, very strong winds. Only a few, well, not only a few feet, but only a few hundreds of feet off the ground. Right there, approaching Winona and Page City. So if you know anyone in those areas, please contact them. Tell them to expect power outages, because that is where the strongest storms are in that we are watching. So yeah, the winds in that are up to 76 miles an hour, and that is only that's only about 1,000 feet off the ground, meaning that there are likely there could be even stronger winds at the surface, but that's unlikely. So looks like the winds in this are around 65 to 75 miles an hour in this area. So yeah, that's pretty strong there. Oh yeah, new scan. Okay. It's a bit further off the ground, I think. It's 1,100 feet off the ground, but I'm getting wind speeds up to 80 in it. So yeah, that is likely. We're likely getting 75 to 80 miles an hour on the surface down there, approaching Winona and Page City, Oakley, Levant, Colby, Gem, Menlo, Anglis, Grinnell, Grainfield Park, Quinter, Grove City, Hoxie, Tasco, Seguin, and Selden, actually. Yes, Selden. Stuff to the north of it actually looks like it's calming down, but down here it's a huge wind threat. Let me read off what the warning says. National Weather Service in Goodland has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Thomas County in northwestern Kansas, Logan County in northwestern Kansas, in west central Kansas, Sheridan County in northwestern Kansas, Grove County in west central Kansas. Until 9 p.m. At 7:34 p.m., severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from 6 miles east of St. Francis to 6 miles east of Goodland to 3 miles northwest of Sharon Springs, moving east at 45 miles an hour. Quote, these are very dangerous storms. Hazard 80-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Sources radar indicated. And impact. Flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. That is tornado warning wording. So these storms are likely producing tornado force winds, causing them to issue zero thunderstorm warnings with tornado warning wording. Mobile homes will be heavily damaged. Expect considerable damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles. Extensive tree damage and power outages are likely. So let me share this real quick. Window capture. Trying to open GR2 Analyst again with the smaller tab. Nope, not what I want. Alright, so what is that open as? Warning text, GR2 Analyst, active warnings, GR2 Analyst. I could actually expand this. Window capture. Let's see if this works. Nope. I will remove this, remove that, and remove this. So, back to where we were. We are getting 80. I'm getting 85 mile an hour winds on radar scope on my phone. meaning that, and this is only 1,000 feet off the ground, meaning that these are pretty dangerous here. What I should do? Yeah, new scan just came in. It's even stronger, actually. I should probably share the window. Display capture. Display. Display 2. Right there. That's probably the better one. It's probably better to use. So I can remove this. Remove GR2 from it. And then add the GR2 windows on top of it. So there's the warning text for GR2. I'm going to go ahead and put that in the corner. And active warnings. Also go ahead and put that, I can go ahead and put this down here. Because, Spectrum, well, no, V-Rod isn't going to tell me much anyway. I don't know, big squall line. So this looks good. So let's go over to, Indiana real quick. We do have a few severe thunderstorm warnings over here. Just gonna go over here, video display. I'm gonna shrink the screen over here, move it up to here. Actually, down to here, because CC isn't gonna tell much anyway. So, video display capture right there. Alrighty, so right there. That looks good. I think. Nope. Nope. I guess I'll make that bigger. There we go. Alright, so, what we've got going on, for Indiana, Laporte, over here, 60-mile-an-hour winds and quarter-sized hail. Same over here, 60-mile-an-hour winds and quarter-sized hail. Illinois and Missouri. Over here in Moberly, we do have half-inch hail. I don't know if that is the, no. So it's, Missouri, Randolph County. So I'm assuming it's this one. 60-mile-an-hour winds and quarter-sized hail for this one. We go over here. Again, Missouri. It's actually showing up as Illinois, I believe. Yep. 60-mile-an-hour winds and quarter-sized hail. Again, this area. And I believe it's the same with this warning up here. So let's continue. Actually, one last thing. KUDX and Rapid City are under a severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-an-hour. Wait, so that's the old one. So new one. Is located near Rapid Valley. 60-mile-an-hour winds and quarter-sized hail again. Now let's go back down to the main threat again. So checking the radar on radar scope, I'm getting 85 miles an hour on some spots. I even got 90 at one point. Just zooming around in here. So yeah, that is a very, very strong storm. Even though it's only only around 1,300 feet off the ground, very strong storm. That it doesn't look that impressive on reflectivity, but on velocity, you can really see it is not cranking, but it's it's got a lot of wind in it. That is for sure. Alright, let me check something. day one is out. New day one, still enhanced over there for this wind threat. A slight has been issued for northern Indiana, and still a slight for the Florida Panhandle and southwestern Georgia. Man, you know what? I might end the stream here and go eat, and then go to bed, wake up, and track the threat in Florida. I mean, maybe, but I might stay up considering the amount of winds in this thing over here. Let me check here. Do have a special weather statement behind it. Half-inch hail and gusts of 50 to 55 would be possible. So I'm checking right now, and I am getting gusts up to 85 on the radar. Just zooming around certain areas. Getting 85, 82, 83, 82 again. So yeah, definitely getting a lot of radars, getting a lot of wind out of this area over here in Kansas. What happened to that screen? What was down there? Okay. Yeah, there we go. I will be right back. By right back, I mean there. I'm back. So yeah, so once again, let's go over the text. National Weather Service Goodland has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Thomas County in north and western Kansas, Logan County in west central Kansas, Sheridan County in northwestern Kansas, Grove County in west central Kansas until 9 p.m. At 7:34 p.m. Central Standard Time, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from 6 miles east of St. Francis to 6 miles east of Goodland to 3 miles northwest of Sharon Springs, moving east at 45 miles an hour. These are very dangerous storms. Hazard: 80-mile-an-hour winds. Source Fredder indicated impact. Flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be heavily damaged. Expect considerable damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles. Extensive tree damage and power outages are likely. So yeah, we do have a very strong storm here in Kansas at the moment, producing 85-mile-an-hour gusts. I'm checking that on the radar scope. I'm getting 85-mile-an-hour gusts, 83, 85. I got one almost 90. So yeah, this is producing very strong winds, only about 1,000 feet above the surface here in western Kansas. This is approaching Colby. This is about to impact Colby. Colby is I'm not sure how populated it is. I'd have to look that up real quick. So let me go over to Colby. Colby, Kansas. Colby. Population is 5,000 in Colby. It's also approaching Oakley, which has a population of 2,000. So yeah, there are quite a lot of people in this warning over here in western Kansas, along this area. Area. So very dangerous storms approaching Colby, Oakley, and eventually Grinnell, Grainfield, Grove City, Menlo, Menlo, Hoxie, Selden, Ruxford, Gem, and Russell Springs is actually about to get hit right there. Page City as well. So these are producing 85-mile-an-hour winds on radar, which is likely corresponding to 75 to 80 at the surface. So very dangerous storms. We are getting reports of damage caused by these. 911 call center. Caller reported a couple 8 to 10 inch limbs down in Dundee County, Nebraska, in the town of Benkelman. This area up here has since become just a mess, rainy mess, but it was stronger earlier. Yes, I'm currently looking at a few things. A triple R, A triple R. Okay, 0Z A triple R should be coming out. Is actually is coming out for the time being. It's it will show us what is expected tomorrow. Tomorrow's threat is very uncertain, and the A triple R has not been very good this year. So we should take whatever the A triple R says with a grain of salt, like pretty much the entire salt shaker. So yeah, let's wait for that to come out. It's currently at hour number 8, so that is at 3 a.m. So yeah, now back to it. Colby is about to get impacted by these storms, possibly up to 80-mile-an-hour winds in Colby. Most likely 70, but could reach up to 80 in some places. Page City currently getting hit by possibly 85-mile-an-hour winds. Now this is approaching Oakley as well. We also have stuff in northern Indiana as well, but it's all 60 mile an hour winds and quarter-inch hail. And Alabama is just 60-mile-an-hour winds. I already covered that. South Dakota, Meade, and Pennington. That's over the radar. That is moving. Let's hope I didn't disconnect my Ethernet. Okay, my Ethernet's still on. Good. Accidentally almost pulled the cord out there. Yeah, so, the one over the Rapid City radar is producing pretty strong winds there and some hail, but it's not enough to be terrible. This is bad. This is why I'm staying on this. Colby, the Colby cell right here. This is pretty bad right here. Colby squall line right here. 80 miles an hour, possibly about to move into Colby. Page City possibly getting hit up to 85 in some spots. Well, at least according to radar on radar scope, but it might not be as strong at the surface. But still, low wind tornado force winds in this area. We're getting several reports of 55-mile-an-hour winds. Even way after the storms are past, at least mostly. So I think I will go to bed here, and once this wind threat starts to diminish, and so I can wake up early and track the tornado threat in Florida. It doesn't look very severe, but it is until 6 a.m. Central. So that's 10 hours. So if I go to bed soon, get 6 hours of sleep. If I go to bed by 9, it's actually like 5 hours of sleep. I should wake up by 2, and I should have 4 hours to cover it. So yeah, storms near Colby and Oakley possibly getting winds up to 70 to 80 miles an hour at the surface and even more above the surface. These are very dangerous storms, as the NWS is actually pointing out. NWS Goodland is saying in their warning text, these are very dangerous storms, even though it's a squall line. But yeah, still, it's very dangerous. Widespread power outages are likely. That's what they say in their warning text. So, that is, yeah, that's something to watch there. Definitely. Actually gonna put that there. And right there. So I can actually look at stuff other than that real quick. So yeah, looking at a few things right now. Seems that everything is working just fine. Uh, yeah. So what we're really looking out for is tomorrow. Today so far has not been great. There's been tornadoes across southern Alabama. I mean, it's been good for tornadoes, but not for the people in the U.S. Who are under the threat of severe weather. Across Kansas, we have probably widespread power outages about to happen due to that big windstorm approaching Hays. In southern Alabama, we did have a tornado hit a town down there, so that's pretty bad. It was I don't know where it was again. Brantley, just near that area. And then there's something else. Northern Indiana, I believe, is getting hit by hailstorms right now, and Rapid City as well. So yeah, the weather has not been kind to some people today, but yeah. Uh, all right, so yeah, we are getting likely 70 mile an hour to 80 mile an hour winds on this cell on this big squall line approaching Colby. It looks like Colby actually is the strongest of the winds in the line. So yeah, Colby is currently getting hit right now. This is also approaching Oakley, which is further to the south. Uh, Angeles, Grinnell, Menlo, Seguin, Hoxie, Rexford, Gem, Selden, Grainfield, Park, Quinter, Grove City, and is currently over Russell Springs now. So looking at it right now, about right above the surface, we got 86 and 85 in some spots just to the north of Colby. So Colby is likely going to get a big power outage for a bit. Looks like it just passed over. It's currently impacting the unincorporated town of I don't know if it's unincorporated or not, but the town of Monument. Also, the CC looks like I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm gonna put on the as far to the right as possible. It is kicking up dust that is appearing on CC. Actually, yeah, it's kicking up dust that is appearing on CC. I put CC to the right of me on the right here. So right there, it's actually kicking up dust. It looks like there may be a tornado there, but it's not. It's dust getting kicked up by by the big squall. I mean, look at that. That is absolutely insane north of Colby. I want to go eat, but I don't want to. I don't want to go away from these storms while they're doing damage to towns and stuff. So yeah, looking at it right now. I'm actually gonna move this right here so you can see more. You can see right here near Mead. Oh, actually no, never mind. So yeah, let me go back to this warning text. Very dangerous storm. 80-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Flying. Radar indicated flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be heavily damaged. Expect considerable damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles. Extensive tree damage and power outages are likely. All right. And by the way, oh, that's a new radar scan. Very strong winds over Colby. That is likely taking out the power in Colby at this time. Oh no. Okay. Wow. 95 miles an hour in Colby. I'm getting on radar scope. That is absolutely insane. I'm not even cherry picking. There's several pixels with 95. That is absolutely insane over Colby. Tornado warning Colorado. I believe that's south. Yes. So that is for 60-mile-an-hour winds and quarter-sized hail. But look over here, just north of Colby. That is absolutely insane. Very strong winds, probably impacting Colby at this time. That is absolutely insane. If I zoom out a bit, look at that. These storms run from just north of Leote all the way up to Colby, and then as they get up to close to McDonald, Kansas, they start to weaken a bit. By the way, I'd like to point out, read, okay, this is, actually, okay, while I have the time and there's not a new radar scan out, I'm gonna show you all a funny thing that, Reed Timmer did today. Reed Timmer got really scared because the wind closed his door and he wasn't expecting it. So I want to show you all that, just while I can. I think right there, yep. So, and my friend made a meme out of it, so just give me 1 second here. So.
Favorable environment. Ah! Scared the hell out of me.
Oh, Reed. Classic Reed Timmer. So, yeah, now back to, whatever I was doing. Yeah, still very strong winds north of Colby. We're getting 60 mile an hour wind gust, 63. That's, being reported. Okay, so, oh, Colby. Did that get stronger? Did that legitimately get stronger? No, it didn't actually. That got a tiny bit weaker. Actually, no. It did get stronger. 88 miles an hour. I don't know if y'all could see that or no. Yep, right there. 88 miles an hour. 89. 89. Absolutely insane. Tweeting about it. very strong wind event going through Colby. Storms to the south in Colorado just got up to, from 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail to 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Severe thunderstorm warning on Ohio. I'll cover that real quick. Just south of Youngstown, Ohio. It looks like a bit of a cell there. This is, it is for 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. That's the trend today. 90% of the severe thunderstorm warnings today are from, are 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. That's what most of them are. Go back to these storms. Actually, there's one in Indiana, so I'll cover that. There's one on the triple point as well up there of Indiana, Michigan, Ohio. Assuming this one's for over here. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, nickel-sized hail. And again, Indiana. Actually, no, that one's for this one. 60-mile-an-hour winds and nickel-sized hails for the triple point up there. The other one for La Porte is over here. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. Again, let's go over to Kansas. Kansas. Look at that. It's even showing up as a tornado signature because of how strong it is. That's nuts. That is insane right there, man. I mean, have you ever seen winds so strong? I mean, probably. I mean, you've seen them you saw them in Laura pretty much, if you were tracking that. But jeez, man, that's... Look at that! Look at that! That is nuts! Just near Gem. 94, 97, almost 100 miles an hour. 96, 97, 93, 94. Trying to tweet about it. Alright, just tweeted about it. There we go. So yeah, that's up to 97-mile-an-hour winds. That is absolutely insane in there. If it gets stronger than the next again, that will definitely reach 100 miles an hour. Okay. It's not showing up yet. That actually is an area to watch out in front right there. Right there. VROT is intensifying. There is a hook appearing on radar. I'll change from there to here. Put GR right there. No CC drop yet, but that is, sheesh. Yeah, my radar scope decided to crash. Fantastic. Waiting for that new update. Still waiting for that new scan. Still looking at that. No update yet. Sorry, I'm not paying attention. I'm trying to look at other stuff right now. But yeah, we do have a very, very strong wind field here just south of Gem, Kansas, near Menlo. That looks like it. That may have picked up. Did we reach 100 miles an hour? This is a question that I must answer by using radar scope because I don't have an analyzer on here. 97. It got to 97. 97. Very close. But not 100 yet. Still something to watch. Still waiting for the next radar scan to pop up. This is the main thing that we're watching. There is other stuff, but I'll just go over that real quick. So back here in Colorado, getting 60 to 70 mile an hour winds. Down here got 70 recorded by a Mesonet station. Down here, these are for 70-mile-an-hour winds and quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. So that's for down here. Then we go over to Randolph County, Missouri, which is approaching. Actually, that's way over here in north central Missouri. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. Over here, this one on the triple point up here for Ohio, Indiana, and Michigan. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and nickel-sized hail. If we go down here to this other one, which is actually going to expire here in a few minutes, for La Puente or whatever, La Porte, Indiana, that is for 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. Let's go over here to Geneva, Alabama. This one, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. This is just south of the KUX radar. Okay, so yeah, and then we got one thing in Ohio, one severe thunderstorm warning in Ohio, just south of Youngstown, Ohio. So that's, and that one is for 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna leave this running real quick, and I'm gonna go talk to my dad and get some food. So I will be back here in just a few minutes. I'm gonna loop the radar for the Kansas cell. Georgia. Tornado warning in Georgia. We also have 107-mile-an-hour winds in Kansas. Reporting 107-mile-an-hour winds there. So yes, I am back. Here we go. Tornado warning in Georgia. That includes Emmanuel, Johnson, and Lawrence County. That includes just south of Adrian. Waiting for this to load in. There we go. Yeah, I can see why they issued that. Definitely definitely something over there. Okay, it seems to have broadened immediately, so let's go back to the Kansas thing. It is absolutely nuts. On radar, it's getting 107 miles an hour. Yeah, so that is a very, very strong area of wind in Kansas. The winds are so strong that it's showing random stuff. It's showing random mesos all over the place, even though there's nothing there. Yeah, V-Rod is completely messed up. Just trying to eat some pasta here. So yeah, I posted on Twitter 107 mile an hour winds. That's not contaminated. That's but that is a bit above the surface. So that is not at the surface, but it is a bit above the surface. Recording 107 mile an hour winds. Now it's contaminated on the radar, but it wasn't at the time that I took that screenshot and posted it on Twitter. Check back up on that tornado warning over in Georgia. So yeah, that area in Georgia looks to have immediately broadened out. There could be a CC drop, but that's probably just noise. Remember, there's a tornado watch in effect for that area until 7 a.m. Eastern Time. So that is approximately 9 more hours in that area. Apparently the Las Vegas Strip is on fire. Huh. Okay. Let's talk about HRRR and what it's expecting tomorrow. What are you doing? HRRR shows, oh my god, supercells across Iowa, going into Illinois, and then immediately becoming an MCS. And also shows a small risk in Kansas for a squall. Because why not? Also waiting for it to get to the threat on for the next day, Monday. That's in clear. No, it's not. We do have an isolated cell near Cottonwood, Alabama. If you see on my screen, real quick, that is completely isolated. It's behind this area of rain, but ahead of this grungy mess over here. So yeah, if that could possibly do something if it gets the chance. Yeah, there's a few severe warnings. One in Michigan, one in Indiana. Most of which are just 60-mile-an-hour winds and either in between nickel and quarter-sized hail. So I'm basically just gonna be skipping over all of those. That's Ohio. That's the one in Ohio. The one in Michigan. The one in Indiana. In that area. But let's go back to Kansas. Kansas. 65, 80, 60, 70, 60. So much. By the way, I think that's contaminated. It didn't look like it before, and now it definitely does. So that is complete contamination. Don't think this is a big tornado. It's contamination. There's no rotation. It's just a big mess thing there. Sorry if I'm eating while streaming. I just, yeah. We want to continue to cover this stuff. Let's go back over the tornado warning in Georgia. Any rotation associated with this? Well, a bit, but it's not much now. It's seems to have decided to have a stroke and die. So, current situation: very, very strong winds over Kansas. Tornado warning in Georgia, but that has decided that it doesn't want to live anymore. A few severe thunderstorm warnings in the Midwest that are just mainly 60-mile-an-hour winds and nickel to quarter-sized hail. And the HRRR did the funny for tomorrow. I have been pinged on Discord. Alright, so I think I might go down. I think I might go to bed and wake up early and see if I can cover that tornado watch in Florida once it, starts ramping back up again. So, I'm gonna go to bed. I will see y'all later.